The Democratic National Convention has started. Kathleen Kennedy Townsend drops by to discuss it with us. Check it out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Oh, Kathleen Kennedy Townsend is on the line with us. Kathleen is the retirement security advocate, attorney, and professor at Georgetown University, former lieutenant governor of Maryland. In fact, the first woman to hold that office. 2020 DNC delegate for Joe Biden, also the eldest child of Robert F. Kennedy. Democrats.org is the website. Kathleen Kennedy Townsend, welcome back to the program. It's been a while since you've been here. I'm curious your take on how the convention went last night and what you're expecting tonight.
Well, I think I have to give Tom Perez a shout out, because I think it's very difficult to put on a convention without the cheers that we're accustomed to. But I think he did a really, really good job showing how much support there is for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris across the board, whether you're, a Republican or a Democrat, conservative or liberal. You're saying this is the team we want to be the next president, vice president of our country, because we believe that we would be in the rule of law. We believe in opportunity for all, and we believe that America has better days ahead when we can trust one another, can have faith in one another, and can have empathy for one another. And I think that message came across loud and clear last night.
You know, I remember the 1964 election. I went door to door. I was 13 with my dad for Barry Goldwater. And, the hit on Barry Goldwater was that he was going to cause a nuclear war, the Daisy ad and all that kind of thing. I remember the 1980 election with Ronald Reagan. I was convinced, within 3 years of going door to door with my dad for Barry Goldwater, I was out in East Lansing getting gassed in anti-war demonstrations. But I also remember 1980, where the warning from Democrats was that Ronald Reagan, or some folks were, and I was among them, were concerned that Ronald Reagan was crazy and might start World War III. But never in my lifetime, and I don't think in the history of the country, you go back to the XYZ affair during the John Adams presidency, I don't think that there has ever been a time in our country where there was not just a conversation about, but serious evidence all over the place, like we saw in this Intelligence Committee report this morning, that the President of the United States is actively working in the interests of another nation than the United States, that he has betrayed his country. This is mind-boggling.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as you know, some of us have suspected that for quite a long time. And certainly, I think we've seen it with the COVID outbreak. We didn't see much care for our country or care for our citizens. But the fact that the chair of his campaign was so closely intertwined with the counterintelligence of the Russians is just so mind-boggling, so sad, so disgusting. I don't really have words for it. And this report was put out by the Republicans.
That's right. They control the Senate Intelligence Committee, which raises the question.
The Senate Intelligence. So they're putting this out. They didn't have to put this out, and they're putting it out. So this is saying something quite stunning about what they think of the head of their party.
Which raises the question, and we just have a minute left before we hit a hard break here. You've got John Kasich and other Republicans reaching out and saying yes. Do you think that we can put this country back together if enough people pull together?
Absolutely. I think this is a very strong country. We did have a civil war, and then we did come back together. People were killed. They killed, as you know, more than 500,000 people in a much smaller part of our population, and we came back together. It took a while. Some people would say we're still fighting over Confederate monuments, but we haven't had a war, and I think we're much more able to come back together now.